Oh, I guess I should record this too. So we're playing a quick battle in between ECL games. And we've matched up against High Elves. We're playing as Lizardmen and we're going with the usual flank overload. A front line of Saurus to win against any High Elf infantry. Some skirmishers to make sure we don't get kited. And our nice overload, Mazdamundi, Skinks, and a Carnosaur. All that out of the way. I think we're in a good position. Our opponent has a front line of range units, which it looks like he actually doesn't have much to pull them behind. So I'm already a little bit worried for him seeing this. Let's see. And yeah, this could be rough for him. Our overload, however, is a little bit out of position. And there is a Phoenix, which will be able to kill our Pterodon riders. Our Skinks are getting shot, but that's not as much of a problem. They have a lot of missile resist. And we should be able to get in the fight in just a second. It's just too bad Mazdamundi is lagging behind a bit. However, our Saurus will likely be able to win, and our opponent actually is on skirmish mode. I will say that is a misplay, since the Lothran Sea Guard have charged defense against large, and by skirmishing away it means that they won't be able to brace against this Kroxigor push. It does bring them further away from the Saurus though, so not the worst thing ever. Oh, we're actually seeing there's a Tyrion here too, which is an interesting choice. We usually don't see him, so let's see how well he does. He'll be facing up against Mazdamundi, and wow, that ruination of cities may have won us the game right then and there. We took out about 3 units of Lothran Sea Guard, and Tyrion too isn't doing too hot versus all of this Saurus and Kroxigor front line. And this really is the plight of the High Elves here. They don't have a ton of AP, and they don't do extremely well in the monster fight. Their heroes too can't face off against stuff like Mazdamundi and the Carnosaur. And really they have to rely on Dragon Princes to do well here. They're doing okay. There are the Fireborn going up against our Saurus. But yeah, they won't do too much. This game sadly is very likely over for the High Elves. Skinks too can do nice damage even to elite infantry. And I'm expecting those Phoenix Guard to be out of the match also. Just to make sure this Phoenix doesn't get away, we're going to throw down a net on top of it. And with that, it should be going down. Mazdamundi is putting in a lot of damage. But we are lagging, so perhaps our opponent may be able to lag drop us. We'll have to see. And hey, Shidoku, nice to see you. We actually just beat an ODM player, and we're playing quick battles right now. Oh, I still have the replay thing there. There we go. Yeah, so sadly ODM has they have lost a game, which is a bit rough. But you know, that is the nature of tournaments. ODM civil war for days. Now let's see. Let's take stock at our opponent's army. He has 1 unit of Lothran Sea Guard and 1 Fireborn, but that is not enough. And we get a solid victory there. It stays close, but sadly I don't think it was very close. We had a very nice spell with Mazdamundi. So playing a quick game between our ECL games. And to make sure it's quick, we've gone for an aggressive Beastmen rush build versus the Wood Elves. We have a bunch of Centaur throwing axes and range units to shut down any flyers, since Hawk Riders are seeming pretty strong at the moment. And we took 2 casters to make sure that they don't get sniped out. Good luck, have fun to our opponent, and let's get underway. He's brought a very small army, so presumably pretty cheesy. Let's hope that's not the end of us. And then after this, we should get our game, our best of 3 against Iron General. Be very exciting. Now our opponent, oh nice, going for those, for the new Treekin units. Always very exciting. And the Sisters of Twilight are moving into engage. So let's see how well our skirmish cavalry does versus them. They're using their spread shot, and we do manage to dodge it, so that's good at least. My caster is taking a lot of damage though, and we mismicroed a bit there. And thankfully, it seems like that spread shot doesn't do too much damage to cavalry. Means that most of them will be living. And I should probably start Spirit Leeching something. There we go, there are some great Stag Knights. And we'll see how well the Spirit Leech does there. So, it is Spirit... Oh, if you alt and then hold control, you can rotate position. So I'm holding alt and left click, now I hold control and I move my mouse left and right to rotate. But anyways, that diversion out of the way. Yeah, those Stag Knights are definitely a problem. Don't want to die to them. Oh, and those are Blade Singers too. Interesting. We'll throw down some spells on top of them, and hopefully that can take them out. And I'm wondering if I want to go heavy on this engagement. I guess I will. Our Harpies should probably be going towards the Sisters of Twilight. And we can just cycle charge these Dryads, since those Stag Knights are a little bit slow on the draw there. Sisters of Twilight are now moving away from my Centaur throwing axes. That's good. And we should be able to get another Spirit Leech off on those Stag Knights. Ooh, maybe not though. That infantry line is moving up to support. But okay, nice. We're getting some nice firing on the Blade Singers with our archers. Although now they're having a bit of a harder time. It doesn't really matter though. Those Blade Singers are taking quite a bit of damage, and we get them to rout. So that's a plus there. We still have many of our Centaur throwing axes, and we're going to be using their ammunition to kill the Treekin. Let's see here, you guys can pull here to safety. Oh yeah, I forgot to use my magic regeneration items too. And okay, let's see. We have the Stag Knights on my infantry line, but we have another Spirit Leech up. Let's throw it down. And oh dear, there are some more Blade Singers. So I guess, yeah, we'll surround them with Chaos Spawn. That feels like the best option versus them. Since the Chaos Spawn, they are summons. And we're happy with the summons taking damage, because they'll be dealing quite a bit back. Mogre can regenerate, so I guess we'll send him in on to those, to these Spearmen. That's a good matchup for him. And it looks like we're doing okay damage to the Blade Singers. Not a whole ton though, and those Stag Knights too are looking pretty threatening. This could go badly. We're getting some okay AoE, which is nice. But I'm really worried about those Stag Knights now. A lot because they can terrify my units. And with all the healing that they're getting, they will they will likely not die for a while. We've thrown down a ton of spirit leeches on them too. And they just are refusing to take damage. Wow, definitely a very powerful unit. Let's see, Firebark Elders are on top of my archers too now. I think I need to get my caster out of there. We do have a saving grace though. The Sisters of Twilight are surrounded and taking quite a bit of damage. In fact, it even brings the balance of power up. But we are playing Beastmen, and balance of power is sort of iffy with them, and it can swing really badly out of your favor if you're not careful. We do have our casters back up, and the Sisters are routing. A good sign for us, but we have to finish them off. The Sisters of Twilight have an ability that allow them to heal up to full if you don't manage to kill them. And we're seeing now that might actually come into play. But they just barely haven't hit that healing amount. Although I think they got it now? No. Nice. So that means that they're at low HP. But even if we don't finish them off, they won't be healing. Aside from the caster that our opponent is using. So that's good. But can we actually deal with all of this cavalry and highly armored troops? I'm not entirely sure. We have some of our units getting cycle charged to death. We have just about killed the Blade Singers, which is good for us. And I really want to kill those Sisters. Let's see if we can get them surrounded with harpies. And then just throw a ton of axes in their face. There we go. There's the harpies around. Now we're throwing axes in. But they managed to escape. And now their healing ability has procced. So it's going to be really important that we actually chase them off. We also have the pretty bad situation in that our harpies are now running. And oh no, we can see they are about to heal. Man, they were surprisingly slippery this game. And as soon as they get the heal off, I think that is GG. Our Lord is surrounded. We don't have too many spells left. And these Great Stag Knights is refusing to die. Balance of Power still likes us though. Maybe it's because of all these throwing axes. So let's see if we can just get some cycle charging in. And maybe that'll win us the game. I'm not sure, but it's the only hope we have. So we'll pull back. And just keep cycle charging in waves. Our leadership is holding, although Malagor is about to rout off. And if he does, that would be pretty bad. He's low, but he's barely keeping it together. Come on, Malagor. It's all up to you. If you can just hold, that is all we need. Oh, nice. And it looks like Iron General has finished up his game. So let's just finish this off. We actually do manage to rout off the Treekin, which is a huge plus, and the Great Stag Knights, and some of those Hagbane tip Glade Riders. So things might have actually swung in our favor, surprisingly enough. We just have to make sure that we don't lose that advantage. See, our cavalry can move in, and those Firebark Elders are not running. Come on. Oh man, the Sisters of Twilight come back in, and I think if we hadn't procced their healing, we'd be in a very good position. But sadly, we gave them a bunch of free healing. Now they're able to do quite a bit of damage. However, we have our lords here, and we have a little bit of infantry. Firebark Elders are running. We are able to chase off the all that cavalry. And Mogr is regenerating. Oh man, this is real close. We have some Centaurs back with throwing axes, which is great for us. These guys will have to kill those Firebark Elders. We do not want any of these high elf troops coming back. So let's see, the Stag Knights are nearly out. The Sisters are still in combat. Mogr, a surprisingly good fighter, is continuing to hit them for quite a bit. And let's see if these Centaurs can get the finishing blow on the Sisters of Twilight here. Because, man, that'd be pretty amazing if we managed to pull out a win here. We get the Sisters routing, which is huge. And the balance of power actually swings in our favor. Which is, wow, that was very surprising. Oh my gosh. Jeez. Oh. Wow, that was surprising. That was very surprising. He grouped up and we got like just tons of charges with our throwing axes. And then after that, it was just a huge rout on the treekin and a win. Moger too. Really pulling his weight there. Yeah, pistol time never doubted. Oh my gosh. Ooh, our infantry did really well. And our archers did worse than I expected. But look at that cavalry. That's some good stuff.